Hello and welcome to Sarah's Stamping Retreat. Today we're going to be creating a double slider card using the new Made to Surprise box kit magazine. So I'm going to just quickly take you through what you get with the magazine and then we'll start. So to start with, we've got these dies and you can combine them to make gingerbread man. You've actually got a gingerbread house template there as well. So these are quite thick plastic templates that you can use to create a gingerbread house. You also get the template for a slider card. Then we've got this big stamp set. So you've got the cute animals and then you've kind of got the gingerbready Christmas type ones. And then you get this paper pack. So you've got these scenes that you can use on your card. You may see there's a little bit of dirt on mine. My son trod on it. Then we've got these to make up your scenes. We've got a whole page of different sentiments. So you've got happy birthday, thinking of you, winter wishes, Christmas. So you've got a whole variety of things. You've also got a variety of papers. So you've got these kind of more like springy type ones and the animals, and then you've got the more Christmassy gingerbread type ones, and you've got the gingerbread style papers as well. And then you've got these again, where you've got a mixture of Merry Christmas, Sweetest Friend, Happy Birthday, that kind of thing. So we've got those, and then we start again. So for our slider card today, I'm going to use some of the pieces from the templates. I'm not going to use all of these pieces. You can make different slider cards with this. I'm just going to use some of these. You can see these are really nice, thick plastic, so you can use them in different ways. So they're really easy to draw around and they're very durable. So I'm going to draw around this template that has the two slots in either side. And you can do this on any kind of scrap cardstock that you've got, but it needs to be fairly heavyweight. So I'm using Nina Solar White 110 pound cardstock. And I'm drawing around the edge, and I'm also just drawing through this slot here. So then I'm going to cut this out. You could obviously use your paper trimmer to do this too. And then I'm just cutting down either end to meet the end of that line, and then I'm cutting along the line. Then I've got this piece of plastic packaging, and you can just see that I've cut it off the bottom of here, and I've just cut the end off so that it's not sealed, and then I cut a strip. So my strip is just under 2.5 inches, like a smidge under, because this gap is 2.5 inches by 5.5 inches, and I'm just going to wrap that round here. And then I'm just going to pop some of this double-sided tape along one end. And it doesn't matter that this piece of plastic's got writing on it because you're not going to see it. And then I'm just going to wrap this round here. I'm not going to pull it too tightly because you want it to be able to go round, but you want it to be tight enough so it doesn't just kind of like flap. So you can see that that can just kind of flow around there now. So I'm going to leave this so that the join is just on that side there, and put that to one side for a minute. So then I've got these two pieces. This is the smaller of the pieces with the little lip on, and then this one's the only one that's got rounded corners, and it just is slightly smaller than that. So I'm going to cut two of the bigger pieces from the pink cardstock. So this particular cardstock is Melon Mambo cardstock from Stampin' Up. Now I'm going to cut those out. So I'm going to turn these over so that the pencil marks are on the back. And I'm going to use some of this paper from the pack to create the smaller pieces. And then I can glue those onto here to decorate those. And when you're using paper, you want to make sure that you get a really fine covering of glue because you don't want it to wrinkle. And then I'm going to grab some more tape and I'm going to put some just along the back of here, just at this flat end. And I'm just going to attach that right at this end here. And then I'm going to flip this. Now I'm going to put this on top at this end here. And then I'm just going to again line that up here. And this time I want to make sure it really lines up with the one that's on the bottom as well. And then when we pull this, you'll be able to see the mechanism working. So then I've got these foam adhesive strips from Stampin' Up. I'm just going to put one along the top of this piece here and one along the bottom. And then this is going to be my panel for on top. So let's just decorate the panel first. So I've used this die here to cut out this piece of Melon Mambo cardstock, and I've cut out a piece of pool party cardstock from Stampin' Up, the same size as this square from the template. So that's 3 1/4 inches square. And then I want to make it into a little gingerbread house. So I've got this door here, which I've cut out using the inside piece of this. Now it doesn't cut down the end, so you can make it into a door that opens like that. But for what I'm making today, I don't want it to open. I just want to stick it on, so I'm just going to cut that down the side there. I want to put this over the top. I'm just going to pop that down the bottom. I'm just leaving a little gap to the bottom because this will cover some of it. And then I cut it out another time out of this paper just to get these bits that I can then slot into the door. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue into each of these. And then I've got these frames. So again, I've cut them out of the Melon Mambo cardstock. And I've just used these two dies together, so I taped them together to create the frame. And then I've also cut again some of the same paper, just with the outside one so that that can sit behind. So I'm going to glue the frames onto the pattern paper. You can see how plain the frames look without the pattern paper behind it. I think the pattern paper just really lifts it a little bit. And that'll go around the outside. So let's stick those pieces, those windows down. And then I'm just going to glue this around the outside. So then I'm going to take these off here. I'm going to position it behind here. So you can see that the flaps then put in and out. So then I've got a 5.5 by 4 1/4 inch card, top folding, made of Nina Solo White 110 pound cardstock, and I am just gluing on a piece of that same paper that we've been using that I've cut to the same size. And I'm going to add some more of these foam strips just behind here. So then I've cut a triangle. It's 1.5 inches high and the same width as my house. And I'm just going to heat emboss the Have the Sweetest Christmas sentiment from the coordinating stamp set. So that's this one here, onto here. So I'm going to use my VersaMark ink, and then I'm going to use my Ultra pure white embossing powder. So I'll just heat that up. And I'm going to cut a few of these little bits out here. And I'll pop that behind there. And I'm just going to pop some of these behind here. And then I'm just going to close up this mechanism. I'm going to take those off onto here. I'm going to put that on there. And then these open out. I thought it'd be cute to have these little gingerbread men jumping out. So they're these gingerbread men here. So I've just stamped them and coloured them and cut them out. And then I'm just going to glue on my gingerbread men. And you want to make sure that they're properly glued down, so there's no bits sticking up, because otherwise that'll cause you problems. So then that's a really cute card, and you just pull the little tabs and out jump the little gingerbread men, which I think is really cute. So I really hope that you've enjoyed today's project. If you did, I'd appreciate you clicking like below, and you can also press subscribe if you'd like to see future projects. The products that I've used for today's box are listed in the description below, and there's also a link there to my blog where you can find a supply list with pictures if that makes it easier to find what you're looking for. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you again soon.